Hey guys, it's Karrie Evenson here, and some of you had some pretty awesome requests of what I should paint today, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a cat because a lot of you guys have been asking for cats. I've been getting a lot of emails, and so I'm just gonna show you from scratch on a plain blank white canvas how I start my cat pieces. It's really, really simple. So you'll need a Sharpie. Or you can use pencil. I like the Sharpie. And you can use a sketch pad first to test it out and instead of drawing directly on your canvas. Okay, so first things first, lower this a little bit. Okay, hopefully you can see. So I'm gonna start with the ears, and the idea of this is to not ever take my marker or your pencil off the canvas. It should be one continuous line. That's how you get kind of a really cool abstract cat. So let's see, what will we make him do? We'll make it simple and we'll just keep him sitting on his fat behind. So we've got an ear. Hopefully you can see. Let me raise this up. So we have kind of a fat cat. Might maybe straighten him out a little bit better with a paint as I start to work on him a little bit. Let's see if I can zoom in for you. There we go. So we'll make his eyes, and let's go ahead and decorate them. And let's see, let's add stars, and maybe we'll add a little bird here.
10 years ago, I fell in love with an Irish girl. She took my heart, but she went and screwed some guy.
Sorry if you can hear the music in the background. Listen to my Want soundtrack. It's got a little bit of bad language in it. All right. So I'm gonna fast forward this. Okay. Yes, I'm in my overalls. I've had these for years, and they have like so much paint on the left leg from me wiping my brush off. Really cool if you can get a pair of something like that, a pair of jeans or pants that you can use to just kind of wipe your paint off instead of taking time to get a rag, or, you know, it just allows a little bit more freedom too when you're painting. So what color, guys? What should we do? Now I use the marker, and the marker is going to show through on the paint for the most part. But since I do all my cats with a black bold outline anyway, it's going to be just fine. Let's make this cat. What should we paint him? Let's go with Let's go with yellow. Mainly because I have a lot of the paint on my canvas already. So we're just filling this cat in just like this. This is the base coat. We're not worrying about staying in the lines. It's not a big deal. I know somebody said they had a black tabby, but we're having a yellow spotted cat today. But you can make your cat, if you have a black tabby, you can make this cat black, and you can add some lines in to make long extra hair if you want. All right, yellow kitty. Got the main wash down. Now, when I make this kind of piece, add some more paint here. I like to use a little bit of split complementary colors or complementary colors. So that's where you can take your little cheat sheet color wheel and you just look where it says complementary colors, and you can find the opposite, and that is always something helpful to use for those of you that are just starting to learn how to paint. So for instance, I have a yellow cat. I'm going to go ahead, and he's kind of a yellow-orange because there's a little bit red left in him, and I'm going to make the background a blue-violet. So by making a blue-violet, you just take blue and mix a little bit of purple. So much better. That was getting loud. Okay. Normally I'd have my music blaring if it was just me here. So I'm mixing a little bit of quinacridone magenta. And then I'm going to mix some phthalo blue. Just a little. Phthalo is a really strong color. Maybe actually a little bit more here. And now I'm just going to come in and start filling it out. And it's really dark here to begin with. And so just to lighten it up, I will add some white here in a little bit. Now some of you, when you're painting, you worry so much about your colors kind of mixing together. I have a lot of yellow on the outside of the lines here. You can see right along in here. I'm not worrying too much about it because you're going to add so many layers of paint. It's not going to really make a big difference. More paint. There we go. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more blue to this. I have my little dog in here trying to give me loving and jumping up on my lap. You want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Come here. Come here. This is Aggie. She's my little rat terrier mix of some kind. She's a very neurotic dog, and then she's nervous all the time. And I don't know where my other dogs went. They're around here somewhere. I have two more. I'm sure they'll stop in to visit soon. Actually drooled on me. Okay. So I made a little bit more of a bluish color. This was a little too purple for me. Okay, so basically what we've done is we just applied the base coats of our painting. Now remember, there's a lot of emails I get that you guys ask if because I do a lot of different animals in this style. I do the cats, the dogs, the owls, the zebras, horse, pig, all those things. So just remember, no matter what animal you choose to do, you're still creating, it's still the same technique. So it's basically remembering to get an abstract look to it where they're still kind of cute and whimsical. Keep your marker or your pencil on the paper and make it one continuous line. Now, I used a lot of blue violet in here, but the cool thing about using colors like magenta and your blues and mixing them together is you can take the bright magenta and just kind of swipe it through, even add a little white to it, and make that magenta really stand out just here and there throughout the piece. I'm just using a round brush here, but you can also use a wash brush. What else do I have? These are great brushes to use, big wash brush, and I'll show you a really, really big one. Grab a couple of them so you guys can see different sizes. Okay, so the big pieces that I use, like when I do my large tree pieces, I like this guy. This is a huge, huge brush. And it's pretty heavy. It's a chunking. It's a number 8. And it kind of smells when you first use it because I didn't know when I first ordered it. It's like made of some kind of horse hair or something. And I'd like to think that they're just trimmed from the tails and not that any harm comes to the animal. And then this is another brush. This is it's Murals. The brand is made by Creative Mark. And you can order this brush online on, I believe it's aswexpress.com. So look for those. And then another kind of brush. They're very inexpensive too. You know, with acrylic paint, you're pretty rough with acrylic paint and it tends to dry quick. So it's, you know, I don't like to spend a whole lot of money on the brushes because I go through them. But these are brushes I take to my classes and workshops. This is a 2-inch wash brush, Colada Wash, made by Qualita. Or it's the brand, and it's made by Creative Mark also. However, this is from their watercolor brushes. So if you have questions about that, just email me. It's funny because I keep looking at myself in the camera instead of this because I forget there's a little lens right there. All right, let's see. So back to the fat cat. I'm gonna add some blue, bright blue here throughout. Just kind of spreading the love. Maybe some more blue. All right. And then of course, you know, my stars were up here somewhere, so I'm just kind of scratching them in just so I can remember. And then I had a fat bird down here somewhere. That way I won't forget. Now, to go back and do the cat, we're going to go ahead and take yellow and some red. And we're just going to start adding some color. And this part is just kind of the easy part. You're just kind of coloring in the cat. The area, the lines, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Oh, I'm hoping we can see them pretty good. All right, let's see. Everything is so spread out in my studio. I had this wall put up and I never painted it and I just kind of left it blank behind me, so it's kind of a boring wall to look at. Sorry. I didn't feel like dragging in all my easels and doing all that. Okay. Oh, you know what we need? We need some white. So I'm adding white and yellow. Use whatever kind of yellow you like. You can use cadmium. You can use yellow orange azo, Indian yellow, yellow ochre, lemon yellow. Anything will work. All right, so here's some white and here's some yellow. And now we're going to add his legs. I like to always try to make the front legs a little bit lighter. Now for his face. For those of you who are working on a blank canvas, I realize that most of you may get your canvases from a craft store because it's easy and it's local. So a tip to get a smooth canvas is take your sandpaper, a very smooth sandpaper, and sand your entire canvas down really good. And you'll feel a difference between the roughness of where you didn't sand and where you did. And it's a great, it makes it a great surface to paint on. Unless you like all the rough texture, but I find it hard for the paint to gather on the canvas properly, if that even makes sense. All right, so Fat Kitty is painted in. Okay. Now, this is the part where I went over the lines with white, so we have to kind of figure out where everything goes. So let's see. We have yellow and violet, and I think what I'm gonna do is use a bright red for his spots. I think that'll look pretty cool. So bright red. Naphthol crimson works. Cadmium red works. Any of those. So we have this bright color, and now I'm just going to kind of go in and fill spots. I think he had some here, maybe up here. And I'll put one right there just in case. And he had a little spot on his leg. Big spot right here. I hear my old dog snoring underneath the table. She is 14 years old, and she's a little cocker mix. She's a little rescue dog. All of mine are little rescue dogs. And I got her when I lived in St. Louis, and I've had her ever since, and she has literally never left my side. She follows me everywhere I go, and has spent almost every day with me unless I'm out of town. And I just took her to the vet yesterday, and she's going completely blind and losing her hearing. So she's my old girl. Her name's Daisy. So if you hear her snoring, that's what it is. right here. Okay, now I'm going to take my small brush and I'm going to scratch in the spots. I do this for two reasons. One, so I can see where they go. Two, I just like the way it looks. Let me see if I can get a close up for you. Probably won't show up very good. Now kind of, you can kind of see down here at the bottom, right here where I scratched it in. Ridiculous. Here we go. Okay. Oh, you know what? I need to add one on this area here. Okay. Oh, that's a little too close. Okay, we don't need to be that close to my face, do we? There we go. All right. So, let's see. We have part of the cat going on, getting done here. I need to add the black bird. So we're just kind of laying a foundation right now. That's all we're doing. And then you'll come in and add more layers of paint. I could have made this cat red, or this bird red actually. That would have been a good idea. I don't know if you can kind of see a shadow of the cat. All right, now, I'm gonna go ahead and add in his face. All right. So let's see here. We have this little orange kitty, red spots. We're gonna go ahead and start adding in let's start adding in some shading a little bit in his ears. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a golden quinacridone, or burnt sienna will even work. I think this actually is burnt sienna. And I'm going to come in here and add a little bit under his chin. So if you're using a different color, then you just take something that's a little bit darker. For instance, let's say you've decided to paint your cat blue instead of a yellow. Well, then what you will do is you will use a darker blue, or perhaps a purple, or even a little bit of black to use areas to shade. Okay, something like that. Now, add some red to the top of his head there. Okay. So, come back in with a little bit more yellow. This is where I'll start adding a little bit more color and highlights. Using a little bit of a smaller brush just so I don't smear that red all over. It's not too small. Okay. I'm going to come in with a yellow white and add to the paw. So just imagine if you are using different colors and you're trying to learn how to highlight or add shading. Well, depending on the color you're using, you're just going to up it a notch. If you want it lighter, you add some white, or you could add a lighter color that is maybe a contrast to it. For instance, I may add a little bit of teal in this piece on the red, which is, again, can be used as highlighting. All right, so we're gonna start filling in the cat's ears. Come in here and fill out his face. Add some more red. Okay. How many minutes am I in? Okay. Boy, if I was on my TV show, I'd have to be finishing up this painting literally in like 30 seconds. But it's so nice because I can not rush and actually take my time. And you all can always speed this up or rewind it if you need to, so that's good. So I'm going to take my smaller brush here and I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to his face and then come back and highlight his cheeks with white. I just think it would look better. So we're just kind of filling back in with the darker yellow. And then I'm going to add some white and come in and just add some white to his cheeks. And I'm going to do the same to the top of his ears. Your paint may be a little wet like mine is, and so it's kind of smearing. So if that's the case, just give yourself a few minutes and let the acrylic paint dry. Add some white to his legs, just where I'm wanting them defined. Okay. Now the paint is super wet, so we're just going to kind of let the cat breathe a little bit, and I'm going to come back in with a little bit of teal. You can use any color you want, actually. I'm just going to paint in my stars. I originally created this piece as a children's series, and it just took off like crazy. So many people start collecting the cats that it became something unexpected for me. But I enjoy painting the whimsical series also. Okay. You see that? Okay. All right, so while that's there, I'm going to take a little bit of black and go ahead and paint my little bird. Oops. Okay. So the bird needs a little bit of highlights. Just take a little white, give him some shape. Oh, you can barely make them out on there. I'll make sure you guys get a close-up before I'm finished. All right, let's see. What else do I want to do? Where is some magenta? I'm going to add a little bit of magenta with some white, kind of lighten up the back just a tad. Okay. looking in the reflection so I can see what it looks like on camera so you can see. Okay. Now, well, it's still pretty wet, so let's just see what happens. Because I don't got all day, people. Well, I did maybe like 6 hours ago. I had to take care of some business. All right, black. Now, you can do two things. You can use black paint to do the outline, or you can wait till it completely dries and use your marker again. So that is up to you. Okay, kitty kitty. Here you go. Because the paint's so wet, it might smear a little bit with this black, but we're just gonna kind of go with it. This is the part I love the most because when you start adding the black lines, you make everything pop and you kind of give that cat some life, or pig or horse or whatever it is you end up painting. Just following his body. If you're having a hard time getting your paint smooth, then you can just add some water to your brush. He's cute. All right, let's come back and let's do this side. So quiet, I need music. Okay. So we are getting close to the end. Shaking my water off my brush. Now, let's see here. Let's add a little bit of black to his nose. Add a little bit for his eyes. And now I'm gonna add some teal. I'm just putting a couple specks here and there. Let's see if I can zoom in for you. Add a little bit on his nose. Now I'm going to take a little bit of white because I'm noticing as I look into the camera on the screen where I need some areas to highlight. Okay, and let's see, let's add a little to the tail here. There, and there. This part is just little touch-ups, I call. So I'm just taking a little bit of red and I'm just kind of adding it into the feet. Smeared the black a little, whoops. Okay. Now I notice His face is what I call flat, meaning he just has, it's just like one solid color. So I'm adding a little bit of red and yellow to just kind of give his face a little bit more temperature. Except I'm smearing the black. See what a mess I'm making. There, I like that so much better. Yes. Okay, and oh, I know what I'll do. I'm gonna add a little bit more white right above his nose here. Okay, Kitty's got some personality now. Now what is missing? Whiskers. Okay, we're getting to the near, my friends. To the end, I mean, not to the near. Okay. Whiskers. Cute. Trying to make it so you can see the bird down here. It's kind of hidden. All right, I think he's done. Let's see if I can bring him in close for you. There's his face and the stars and his crazy feet. And he is done. And he will be on my website soon for sale. And I'll have prints for him too. I've just got to give him a name. So that is that. See you later.